So let me ask you a question. Do you have pent-up demand to go to the United States? And will your boycott fade? Because this guy seems to think it will. He did an interview with a US media outlet, more specifically in Michigan. And to be fair to him, he actually did say all the right things, like the 51st state, the issues at the border, safety, and also the disrespect. But his closing statement still shows there's a lot of arrogance when it comes to how they view Canada. So I'm going to share this in this video. I also have another video out of Las Vegas, where the big hotels are now putting out packages, all-inclusive experiences. I'm not talking about the small hotels like that guy Derek Stevens who owns the Circa and whatever else. I'm talking MGM. So when the big guys are actually giving out these packages, you know there's something wrong. Also, FIFA is just around the corner. I think it's like, 3 months away now or something like that? But rooms that were reserved by FIFA themselves are now starting to get canceled. Why are they getting canceled? We have no idea. All I know is that they're getting canceled, and then, the only reason you cancel something is because nobody wants it. So we're going to get into all of this in today's video, and I'm going to start off with the one out of Las Vegas. Now keep in mind, this report out of Las Vegas doesn't even mention Canada at all. But the purpose of me actually showing it to you is to prove that the Las Vegas hotels need to start switching it up a little bit to try to recoup some of their losses.
A new push to entice tourists to Las Vegas, maybe even for a staycation. Thank you for joining us. I'm Brian Loftus.
And I'm Denise Valdez. MGM Resorts International is rolling out an all-inclusive package on the Strip. 8 News Now reporter Nick Summer giving us a closer look at what's included and also what visitors are saying about the price tag.
Now, I've been to Las Vegas more than I really should have, and I spent a lot more money there than I should have as well. But out of all the years that I've actually been to Las Vegas, I don't ever recall the MGM group creating a package like this where it's all inclusive. And I'm not going to lie, if the orange guy didn't happen, I might have actually jumped on this.
For travelers trying to budget a trip to Las Vegas, this new all-inclusive option could take some of the guesswork out of planning, rolling some of the Strip's biggest expenses into one upfront cost.
It's all-inclusive already for, amusement parks and, cruises. So it kind of makes sense. It's honestly, I'm more surprised to hear that they haven't already done that.
Visitors heading to the south end of the Las Vegas Strip, like Eli Dawson, now have a new option when booking their stay. The all-inclusive package for the Luxor and Excalibur starts at $330 plus tax for a 2-night stay for 2 guests, combining hotel accommodations, resort fees, meals, entertainment, and parking into one price.
Okay, now that I watch it again, I probably would not jump on this, because the Luxor and the Excalibur, they're probably in the top 5 in terms of the most horrible hotels on the Strip. But being that they are probably some of the most shittiest hotels on the Strip, they got to think of something to get people in.
Actually, that's not so bad. I was looking at the prices they get here, and that's it's about double what it costs for a night's stay. But if you get 3 square meals and a couple shows, that's a pretty decent deal.
The launch comes as Las Vegas tourism has seen some shifts. The city welcomed about 38.5 million visitors in 2025, a drop of roughly 7.5% from the year before. The deal includes 6 meals per person over the stay, covering breakfast, lunch, and dinner at a variety of restaurants across multiple MGM properties, including MGM Grand, Mandalay Bay, and New York, New York.
The resorts are just as good as any of the Caesars resorts, as far as I know. So it's if they have a little bit more of a deal, it's probably worth it.
Just the 2 tickets for, I think, a show. You're paying, $120, $150 for a ticket for a show. So I think easily just that in itself. And then meals, who doesn't love to eat?
Now let's just take a step back for a minute and actually kind of evaluate why they're actually doing this. What they're doing right now is they're putting the hotel, the entertainment, the food, and shows and whatever else into one big package. And for me, it tells me that these restaurants that are going to be included, they're struggling and they want a piece out of this package that they're going to be selling to people. Same with the shows. The shows are probably not selling as they used to be. And let's not forget the hotel room itself. They wouldn't be making this package if they had that many vacancies. But what I do know is that many Canadians are probably not going to entertain this at all. There might be a few stragglers that say, ooh, a deal, I'm going to go get it. But I think most of us are going to say no. And that only leaves Las Vegas with the domestic tourists. We know how that will work out.
Kenan Johnson, who visits Las Vegas frequently, says the deal would persuade her to come back. She says Las Vegas has gotten far more expensive over the years.
I don't think there was anything really like that, though, back in the day, probably why tourism's down a little bit. So that deal would be definitely something that would entice people to come.
So those packages are available to book right now, with travel starting as early as April 6th and no blackout dates, something MGM says makes the deal accessible all year round.
Wow, even no blackout dates. You know what they usually do is when there's a big event in Las Vegas, where there's a convention or a festival of something, they'll jack up the price and then basically say that you can't use this promo because there's an event in town. So the fact that there's no blackout dates, that tells me even more that they're desperate. Now, I want to move on to this TikTok creator, and I have shown her videos on my channel in the past. But she gives a pretty good summary in terms of what the current state is of the United States tourism industry and also Las Vegas. I believe she's out of Las Vegas. Let's take a look.
You know that Canadians are our largest visitors to the USA and contribute 28% of our tourism budget. Did you know that tourism stimulates about $3 trillion a year in economic activity? I guess you may know that the Canadians are boycotting us. Let me tell you why that's bad. In 2025, we saw almost a 21% drop in tourism. 2026, so far, we have a negative 14.5% year over year in February. Billions in lost revenue, thousands of US jobs at risk. This is driven by politics, safety concerns, Canadian domestic travel. It's expected to extend this year, 2027, 2028. Why do Canadians matter so much? They are the largest international visitor group. As I said, 28% of all tourists in the United States spend heavily in border states such as Florida, Arizona, Nevada, California, Nevada. I live in Las Vegas, Nevada, and if you didn't know, tourism is our #1 industry. We are in big trouble. They travel frequently. Many make multiple visits per year. They support thousands of US jobs in hospitality, retail, restaurants, transportation. But when Canadians stop coming, the impact is immediate and widespread. They are not coming here not only in 2026, they're not coming here until he's out of office, if ever.
You know, this video does remind me that there are some sane US citizens that do understand the big picture of things. And they also understand how valuable we are to the United States. But unfortunately, you have a lot of bad apples as your fellow citizens who really took Canada for granted. But these tourist numbers that she read out, they're just going to keep getting worse and worse. And don't forget, we're already in the year-over-year phase comparing 2025. We're no longer comparing 2024. And these percentages are still growing. So let's make sure that we continue the boycott. I mean, it's not going to be very hard. I mean, look at the mess in the airports right now. Now, before I move on to the FIFA topic, I would like to give a shout out to Albert, who sent me this photo from the Samus TP in Medicine Hat. Did I say that right? Please tell me I did say it right. But I appreciate you sending this over and sharing it with the community. Now, getting back to the FIFA topic, we're only 3 months away. Personally, I don't care because I don't watch football. But it's getting close to crunch time, and the numbers the last time I reported on this, the flights from Europe for the month of July are down from last year. And you would have thought that they would be up because of a big event. But now FIFA themselves, they've canceled 200 hotel rooms in Philadelphia, and there's other cities that they're canceling it as well. Why are they canceling? I have no idea, and I don't think anybody knows. Like I said earlier, you only cancel if you don't need them. Let's take a look at this report.
We're just months away from the FIFA World Cup, with Philadelphia serving as a host city, as we're sure you know. As the excitement builds, some soccer fans might now have an unexpected opportunity to find a place to stay in the city. FIFA has canceled thousands of hotel rooms. Action News reporter Brianna Smith joins us live from Independence Mall with details tonight. Brianna.
Walter, we spoke to the president of the Greater Philadelphia Hotel Association, who says he does not know why FIFA canceled the rooms, but they did it within enough time of their contract to not face any penalties. With the FIFA World Cup just 3 months away, the association canceled 2,000 of their hotel room reservations in Philadelphia. They originally blocked off 10,000 rooms. Ed Groves, who is the president and CEO of the Greater Philadelphia Hotel Association, says about 4 hotels in Center City were mostly impacted. Groves says Philadelphia is not alone, since FIFA canceled several rooms in the 15 other host cities.
Now again, take a step back and think of what just happened. 15 other cities. I don't know if Toronto and Vancouver are included or not. But FIFA has canceled rooms for all of these different cities. And majority of them are going to be in the US. But what might be the reason why they're canceling? Could it be like security? Could it be issues at the border? Could it be that their staff actually don't want to go to the United States? FIFA booked these for a reason. And I'm assuming they're going to be for sponsors, staff, and I don't know, whoever is attached to FIFA. Now, as I'm editing this video, I found this article from the Globe and Mail. And apparently Vancouver and Toronto have hotel rooms canceled as well. Same with Mexico. So this seems like it's an overall thing. So that I guess changes my question. Is there just not interest in FIFA anymore?
Groves does not know what this means for hotel pricing, but urges spectators to book sooner rather than later.
And while we were not excited about that, it's not the end of the world either. I mean, these are rooms that are going to be put back out in the marketplace and sold to fans who want to come to Philadelphia to watch some matches.
I think that if advertised properly, they might have the opportunity to sell those 2,000 rooms.
And Gross says there are 2 citywide conventions during the FIFA matches, so he thinks those rooms will fill up quickly. We reached out to FIFA for comment. We're waiting to hear back.
So it's pretty clear that FIFA and their inner circle overestimated the amount of rooms that they needed. I don't think we'll ever get a reason why they canceled all these rooms. But if I'm reading between the lines, it tells me that these people that they were reserving the rooms for do not want to go anymore. But how FIFA turns out, I have no idea. And personally, I don't care. I like I said, I don't follow football. And to be honest, I have no more respect for FIFA after they gave that idiot a peace prize, or FIFA peace prize. So in my opinion, I really hope FIFA is a bust. Let me know in the comments if you agree with me or not. Now, the last article I want to talk about actually comes out of Michigan, and it's titled, Canadian Tourist Drop Prompts Michigan Tourist Shift. Now, this article is actually pretty good. I mean, it was good up until the very end. But I'm not going to read out the whole thing for you. I'm just going to read out some of the parts that they've listed. According to Visit Detroit, Canadian tourism to Southeast Michigan decreased by about 30% last year. Visit Detroit's communication director, Brett McWethy, said that Canada is one of the area's largest international tourism markets, along with the United Kingdom, France, Italy, and Germany. We will always offer a welcoming voice to our Canadian neighbors, McWethy said. Maintaining a strong collaborative relationship is essential to the economic and cultural vitality of our region. So if I translate that to what he really means, he says, maintaining a strong collaborative relationship is essential to the economic and financial stability of our region, meaning that we still need their money, and we still need them to come down. The Blue Water Area Convention and Visitors Bureau, which focuses on luring tourists to the coast of the Lake Huron, said it has shifted its focus to attract tourists who are a little closer to home. I really hate that word lure. I mean, someone said it in my comments, like, every time I see lure, what do they think we are, a fish? We saw a decline in visitors from Canada in 2025, so we adjusted our marketing initiatives and deployed tactics that focused on attracting domestic travelers. Specifically in the Midwest, the Port Huron-based organization said in the statement. Regardless, it says it's still ready to welcome Canadian tourists, and you guys are going to love this one. We want our travelers from Canada to know that if they choose to visit Michigan Thumb Coast, what the hell is a Thumb Coast? We are here with open arms, ready to welcome you, the Blue Water Bureau said. Now, I've mentioned it plenty of times in my previous videos that I really hate it when they say, we welcome you with open arms, or when you're ready to come back. It makes us sound like it's our fault. I mean, my mom used to say that to me when I was a kid. When I did something bad, it would be like, when you're ready to come out and apologize, then you can come out. It gives me the same kind of vibe. Now, I'm not saying that my mom was like, the tourism officials. When I was younger, I was a legit little shit. I mean, I got in trouble all the time. So every time I got grounded, it was probably legit. But what I'm trying to say is that every time I see a tourism official or somebody say that we're ready with open arms to welcome you back, this is just my opinion, but it makes me feel like that we did something wrong and we're the ones holding back. Let me know in the comments below if you agree with me. I know some of you have mentioned this before, but I'm kind of curious to see if I'm off base on this or not. Now, this is the guy I actually wanted to talk about. Dan McCall, an associate professor at Community Sustainability at Michigan State University, said that based on current values of the US dollar, Michigan should be seeing more Canadian tourists. The most logical explanation for the decline in visits would be that Canadians are upset about the rhetoric going on with the Trump administration, McCall said. He said that the rhetoric includes references of Canada as a 51st state. Okay, so far so good, right? Essentially, this is a form of a boycott, McCall said. Canadians seem to be avoiding travel to the US and US products. McCall also said it isn't just a Canadian issue. The US is seeing fewer tourists from everywhere. Worldwide, the international tourism increased last year by 5 to 6%, McCall said. We have seen over 6% decrease in international travel to the US. He said that the reason might come down to safety. The concern is that people may not feel safe, McCall said. They may feel that they won't be allowed into the border. They might be detained. They might get their social media checked. McCall said that Michigan can expect to welcome back Canadians eventually. Now get ready for this one. There will be pent-up demand, McCall said. Boycotts tend to fade over time. Well, McCall, screw off. Your interview actually was pretty decent up until this point, because you are really underestimating how pissed off Canadians are. Because just to say that our anger is just a fade really tells me that you really don't understand, nor do you actually respect Canadians. For me, there's absolutely no pent-up urge to go to the United States. The only thing pent up right now is my anger towards your country. Your statement is saying Michigan doesn't have anything to worry about, Canadians will eventually come back, and the arrogance in thinking that everything's just going to be fine after a little while. So I didn't want to just show this article because Michigan is missing us. I mean, we know most of the United States is missing our money. but it's also to show how arrogant and ignorant some US citizens are when it comes to Canada making their stance. We are well over a year into this shit show and we still got people saying that things are gonna fade. We had people last year at the beginning of it saying that it's just hype, like this guy.
Brad Mosshart is also a longtime Kennebunk business owner. He runs F8 Photography Studio just down the road on Spring Street. He says he has lots of clients that are Canadian, and he's heard from plenty that they will continue to come.
It's just kind of a little bit, there's a hype out there, but I don't think it's going to really matter.
Now that clip was from early last year when the shit really started hitting the fan. And to be fair, it was really early on and I didn't even know if the boycott would continue. But we're 14 months into this now, and it's definitely not hype, and it's definitely not going to fade away. So for McCall to say that boycotts tend to fade over time, I think you're really underestimating us. And just by saying that statement, it really pissed off a lot of Canadians, including myself. And you even pissed off my cat. She won't shut up now. So for those of you still watching up to this point, I want to hear your thoughts on this. Let me know in the comments. What are your thoughts on McCall's statements that's on the screen right now? And go ahead, vent in my comments. I'm totally cool with it. If you found any value in anything I said today, or you want to hear more from a Canadian and international perspective without the US media bias, or you want to hear more of my cat, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button below. That way you're notified of my future videos. And if you want to see more of my videos, check out the ones that'll show up on your screen soon. Thanks everyone, I'll catch you in the next one.